You're tuned in to O Comes the Dawn on NorthCoastUnderground.com and Facebook Live. Welcome to O Comes the Dawn with Lecie and Kev, the show that reflects on life's lessons, whether good, bad, or ugly. Each week, we talk about ourselves, each other, and even you if you let us. Why? Because nothing's off limits when we use our lessons to help others. So tune in to our show on Facebook Live and NorthCoastUnderground.com and share with us what dawned on you today. It just may save someone some time, or at least make them smile. Hey, welcome to O Comes the Dawn with Lecie and Kev. Thank you for joining us this evening. Hello, people. For those of you who missed the intro, welcome to O Comes the Dawn with Lecie and Kev, the show that reflects on life's lessons, whether good, bad, or ugly. Each week we talk about ourselves, each other, and you if you let us. Why? Because there's nothing off limits when we use our lessons to help others. So tune in each and every week on Facebook Live, North Coast Underground, and now our podcast family. Welcome. And share with us what dawned on you today. It may save someone some time, or at least make them smile. So each and every week we ask the same question: what dawned on you today? You can tell us in the comments if you are on Facebook Live with us. Hello, people. And if you would like to share with us what dawned on you today and you are not live with us right now, you can also go to our email, which is ohcomesthedawn@gmail.com. That's ohcomesthedawn at gmail.com. Welcome this evening, everyone. We will get into our topic in a little bit, but we first start off the show with what dawned on us today. So, Kev.
Yes?
What dawned on you today?
What dawned on me today is peace of mind.
Ooh, okay.
Peace of mind. What I mean by that is last summer I was going through the little health situation, the lump in my side or whatever. So
whatever came of that?
Exactly. I know people was like, "Oh, peace of mind. What are you going on a rant about his home or something?" Man. But no, I had actually 2 weeks ago. I was starting to have a little cramping in my back and little, twinge. It wasn't like it was last summer where I was doubled over in pain and got MRIs and X-rays and all that stuff. What happened to that last year is I ended up getting a colonoscopy and I had a heart monitor. They didn't tell me what was wrong with my side.
And
they never did.
Nothing.
But going back 2 weeks ago, I was starting to have a little, cramping in my back. So I made an appointment. So I went in today to an orthopedic. And basically, he's going to set me up to go see like a soft tissue therapist and also do a thoracic spine therapist also.
Okay.
So basically he has a plan. Unlike when I was going to, my primary doctor and he wasn't really doing
nothing.
Doing what he's supposed to. Yeah, I call him the Robitussin. Take some Robitussin. Rub some dirt on it. Rub some dirt on the doctor, Vicks. Yeah. But peace of mind. This guy come with a plan and stuff. So I have better peace of mind as far as him trying to help me figure out what's going on, because like I said, when I was going through the process by the end of last summer, I ended up with a heart monitor and everything else. Yeah. Besides what I initially went in there for. Mm-hmm. So now I just have a better peace of mind as far as what I hopefully find out going forward, basically. But like I said, he has a plan. So with that, I have peace of mind as far as him trying to figure out, truly get down what's going on. So yeah, soft tissue therapist and the thoracic spine type physical therapy, I guess. So yeah.
I want to release some people because there's some people out there who think you have to stay with the same doctor, the same dentist. A lot of times we don't think about the fact that we have to call the shots for our health because they are practicing medicine. And so when we have to think about it as practicing medicine, they do not have all the solutions. They have some maybes. They have a whole lot of maybes. And sometimes they look up and they know exactly what it is. But a lot of times, guys, they are practicing medicine, which means they're often relying on us to tell them all the symptoms that are going on so they can do a process of elimination. So if we don't share all the ins and outs. Like sometimes we like to do stuff like my side hurt, but we don't tell them that we've been coughing up blood. You know what I'm saying? Like, or you know, we have to share those details with the doctors, and even with like dentists. If you know, my tooth came out, and then they go to do something to your tooth, but you've been having tooth pain, you've been spitting out blood. Like, I gotta stop talking about blood.
Well, I think this go around, I had a little bit more information because going through the process with them, and he also, because he understood my plight or my fight or whatever, because he was like, I heard the story you told the nurse, and assistant came in and asked what happened. So he was like, so hopefully we can get down to the bottom of something. Bottom of this, basically, he was like, you know, are you more of this is why I like the guy. He was like, are you more of just get rid of the problem, I don't care what it is, or find out what it is and let me know so we can. I was like, I'm kind of both. I said, at this point, I would like to know what it is, but as long as we can figure out what's going on and we can, you know, get rid of the problem or whatever we need to do to eliminate the problem, I'm fine with. But just now, just, you know, just the comfort with him and having that peace of mind of knowing he's really going to try and help me get better.
Listen, I will change doctors as often as I need to get somebody I'm comfortable with. Yeah. That is the place I've gotten. Because it's been too many people who I know who have passed away, who have been sick, who have had all these things going on in their body, and their doctors don't care. I'm about to fire my mother's doctor right now, because I feel like, you know, sometimes they get, and I think we all get complacent in our jobs. But I don't know what I was watching. I was watching some comedy special, and the comedian was like, there's some jobs you can't have a bad day on. There's some jobs,
cannot have.
Listen,
being a doctor is one of those.
Yeah, you can't.
Airplane pilot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
A bus driver. These
we were having
people,
a bad day. You know what I'm saying? Like, no.
Yeah.
You cannot have a bad. Everybody, and you have to. I'm sorry. I don't want a D+ doctor. I want an A doctor. Yeah. I don't want the doctor that just slid by. You know what I'm saying? Like. I be like, what's my doctor? A C doctor or an A doctor? You know, I want somebody. The reason I chose my kid's doctor and have stayed with her since my son was a baby is because she went above and beyond, and she gave me solutions that were not prescription based. Do not give me a prescription and act like I am just a person who is a black person coming in to get antibiotics. Yeah. You want to tee me off? Yeah. Do that. I was just talking about that the other day. Like, no. Like, treat me the way you would want yourself treated or your family member treated. Yeah. Yeah. You know, or stay out the freaking.
I know what because you know, often because they be like, you want pain meds? I say no. And they look at me crazy like. I'm like, no, I don't. I can tolerate the pain. Just let me know what's going on.
Yeah, don't mask it. Let's figure out what the problem is.
Let's get to the root.
Yeah, like even with high blood pressure and stuff like that, I be like, no, I'm gonna drink more water. You know what I'm saying? If I can do something to not have to take this pill, that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. So I've been, you know. A lot of times I lay off acidic foods because I had acid reflux. If I lay off the acidic foods, then I don't have to take, you know, the omeprazole every day.
Well, I have a secret for that. I use the apple cider vinegar. So when I eat acidic food, I take a shot of that afterwards. So.
But at the same time, vinegar is acidic.
But it's a probiotic.
I know it's supposed to. I know.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, it's that sour taste good, sometimes.
Bad. Oh yeah. Well, see, that's a lot of people. Some people put it in their water. I guess my brother, he started putting his in his water because he used to take it as a shot like me. But if I put it in a bottle of water, I'm just gonna ruin the bottle of water because I ain't gonna sit there and drown that whole bottle of water right then and there. But the shot, I take the shot, drink water behind it.
I have no problem with the taste.
See, I don't either.
It's not the taste. I used to, so back in the day, we tried all kinds of.
What's the giggle?
Because back in the day, like I always been thicker than a Snicker. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I've always. My mom was always trying to help me lose weight. so we tried the cabbage diet and we tried, you know, the mayo diet and whatever other diets. But one of the things we tried was apple cider vinegar and honey. and water.
Yeah.
And so, it's supposed to burn fat and give you energy. So
Yeah.
I got so used to it. I was making it like it was Kool-Aid.
Honey,
okay.
Yeah.
Like,
but now they actually have apple cider vinegar with honey in it.
They do. They do.
I got that because that's what Renee takes. She couldn't really drink. It was too bitter, the regular with the mother. So
I don't want to drink it by itself, but with honey, I'm fine with it. Yeah. But you talking to a girl who can drink mineral oil, and not have no issue. So, no biggie.
Spilling water everywhere. They don't get.
I know. The signs say don't drink in here, and he's spilling water, y'all. It's just evidence.
So
it ain't no snow outside.
This is a couple puddles though.
Yeah.
So stuff is melting. Finally.
Yeah, finally, right?
So what dawned on you?
The earth is ghetto.
Now,
that can go so many places.
Not a block, not a city.
The earth.
Not a neighborhood.
Just
Mother Earth as a whole is just ghetto.
Not Mother Earth, just the people on Earth.
The people on Earth.
Because you know what? I figured I've been so kind of irritated with a lot of things that people are doing, people are saying, people are I'm irritated with people right now. And everybody has that kind of their moments where they want to be by themselves because they can't deal with society.
I'm having those moments, but go ahead.
Yeah, like I'm having a lot of those moments because it's a lot of stupidity going on, with social media and I'm grateful for it in those moments that we need it, but I sometimes it's too much exposure. It's too much exposure to so many whack things that's going on in the world. It gets a little sad to me, like depressing. It's almost depressing.
I think that was my issue by the end of last year because I'm doing a news report. I'm looking at news reports, and I'm trying to see what I need to write or put down. And
then I was telling you not to do all the sad stuff.
But that's the news.
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing you can honestly find. You can find, I guess, good pieces or fluff pieces. But at the same time, it's almost, you got to put out the virus stuff, the informative, I guess, so. So,
when I started at that one job that had me distributing news all the time. I quit. I had to. It was so depressing.
Because you was like, you'll be good for this. Because the research. I guess it's the research.
Yeah, it was the research. I didn't mean the depressing part. Yeah. I just meant, you like to have facts.
You seem sad. Yeah. You love this job.
You love this job.
It's perfect.
You should apply.
It's perfect for you.
You're really depressed. How about you come over here? You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
But yeah, I've just noticed it's been so many things. And then my money, I'm still trying to get my money where it should be. And then all the prices of everything is going up, and just trying to figure out.
Found out why eggs is $10 a dozen.
Did something happen to the chickens?
It's bird flu.
Yeah.
Chicken.
Technically, we can all be vegans right now. We'll still live.
So they destroyed all those or whatever, and they got some more they're giving steroids too. That's going to grow up to be adults in 2 or 3 days. For real.
And then eggs will be $1 again.
Because think about it. If you ever honestly went to a farm and you seen somebody kill and defeather a chicken, and you actually see the thighs and legs.
They're so little.
Oh my God.
They're so tiny.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're like the wingdings, basically.
Yeah.
But then when you go to the grocery store and you get that 4-pack, it's like 10 pounds. It's like, where?
Man.
These 4.
Be like, this chicken was this. Was this a rooster?
Yeah.
Was this a chicken or a rooster?
She gonna get a BBW or BBL? BBW, BBL.
Oh, what's up? Oh, yeah. Did she get a BBL? Did that chicken get a BBL? That's funny. But yeah. So,
the world is ghetto.
The world is ghetto. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of being frustrated. I'm tired of being frustrated. I'm tired of being sad. I'm tired of and then it's so much death. It's just so much. I feel overwhelmed right now.
Yeah.
It's too much exposure. I think I'm thinking about kind of taking a break from something. I'm trying to figure out how I can take a break from from all the stressors.
For real, honestly, I didn't taken a break. I didn't take a break from some friends. You know, not to sound mean, it's just like I had to explain. Who was I explaining to? Not my mom, but just getting back to me, looking out for me. Just not that I don't enjoy my friends, but most times when you get with your friends, you're hearing about their problems.
Dang.
So I would like to say you don't. 80% of the time, 70% of the time, you sit around talking about, that's what I'm saying. I need to change my friends, exactly.
Yeah,
because
you know,
I got my own problems and having their problems. Because we often talk about how we're natural, trying to be problem solvers.
Yeah.
So with that, it's like I'm taking away from myself because I'm thinking about theirs and not really considering mine.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying I kind of just, push, not necessarily just get away from them, but just. Like you were just saying, look, some people alone time. I'm right there right now. That's only because I need to clear my head of everything else around me and need to focus on me.
Yeah, I'm doing double dutch right now because on one hand it's time to build my business.
Yeah.
Because I'm moving into the spot, so I have to increase my clientele and all that stuff. But on the other hand, it's like I just want to go sit in the corner. I got too much going on. I got too many bills, and it's too many people to talk to. And then, with marketing, here's the thing. So my friend was telling me, he's like, because I was telling him I got some commercials coming up that I'm gonna do. I'm increasing stuff on Google and Yelp and all that stuff. And he's like. I think you're focusing on the wrong thing. He's like, I think you need to focus on just getting your face out there and gigging again. And I was like, look, first of all, I am about to do that. I said, but at the same time, if I get out there gigging, that does not bring me clientele as far as a teacher. I want to teach, and so when I get out there and gig, I'm marketing myself as an artist and not a teacher.
Yeah.
And so people will call me. So like I got gigs, I got funerals and weddings and all kinds of stuff coming up. But it's not you don't often, when you're the entertainment, you don't get to fraternize with people usually.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You do. You entertain and then you leave. You entertain and then you're not a part of anything. Which is crazy because a lot of times people think, if you're an entertainer, then people want to be around you and people want to whatever. But if you ain't famous, you are somebody that they pay to entertain. And ain't nobody paying you no attention. So, trying to really have that marketing piece of, yes, and I do this, but I teach this too. So, like, it's hard. Yeah. I'm in that middle area where I'm like introvert, extrovert. I'm like, I don't want to talk to you, but I gotta talk to you because then you don't know I do nothing, and then how I'm gonna pay this rent at this new place. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah. So the earth is ghetto, and if they sign me up for Mars, I'm gonna have to say bye to the show. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe they'll have Wi-Fi in Mars.
I'm pretty sure if they get to a whole nother planet, they should have something type of set up for our internet. Kids ain't gonna leave Earth if they can't use their phone. Come on now.
You right.
Somebody gonna have to be able to call back and be able to reach out to somebody.
Okay, so, I have to go.
You have to go?
Yeah.
Where you at?
I need you to do what you call it, because I told you I should have went to the restaurant before. Okay, so he's gonna do the Donnie report, and I'll be right back.
And I only got 2 stories. You're supposed to help me with the third.
I'll help you with the third. I'll be right back. It's not gonna take that long.
All right. See, you got it. I ain't have the sounder up, none of that. She just dropped the mic on me. Man.
Nature call.
Is that what it is? Oh, man. Well, here we go. I'm going to get into it even without the sounder because some odd reason it's been acting up. Alrighty, a plane crashed in Nepal. A plane trying to land at a newly opened airport crashed into a gorge Sunday morning in Nepal, killing at least 68 of the 72 passengers on board. The plane was only on a 27-minute flight when an eyewitness saw it spinning out of control as it started to descend to land and then fell nose first into the gorge. The twin-engine ATR-72 aircraft left the capital of Kathmandu on a 125-mile flight to a resort town, Pokhara. The flight last made contact with the airport at 10:50 a.m. before the fatal accident. Emergency crews and workers were searching for 4 missing passengers of the 68. Of the 72 passengers, only 68 were reported were accounted for, and authorities are investigating if the plane was outdated and using old equipment, giving off unreliable data. New York City Mayor Eric Adams traveled to El Paso, Texas to address the immigrant border crisis on Sunday and to let the local government officials know there is no more room in New York City. Adams also had been critical of the Biden administration on how they are handling the border situation. Like the GOP party, Adams thinks that it is time the national government do its job about the immigrant crossing over. He took the trip to address how Republicans from Texas and Florida have been sending busloads of migrants north to sanctuary cities like New York City, Chicago, and Washington, D.C. They had even sent some of the migrants to the vice president's residency around Thanksgiving. Adams' issue is that it was making the housing issue more of a problem and made homelessness worse because of the lack of housing. He says it could cost as much as $2 billion to address this housing issue. Today is January 17th, and if you have a birthday, happy birthday. I would like to say a happy belated birthday to my wife, Renee, as well as Dr. King. If you have a birthday today, January 17th, you share with the likes of Maury Povich, who is 83 years old. Kid Rock, he's 52. Little John, he is 52 also. Darth Vader, James Earl Jones, who is 92. You have Ray J and R.B. Seeger, who is 42 years old, as well as NBA or retired NBA player Dwayne Wade, who is 41. DJ Calvin Harris, who is 39 years old. Michelle Obama, the ex-First Lady herself, she is 59. Comedian Steve Harvey is 66, as well as actor Jim Carrey is 61. And YouTube star Jake Paul is 26 years old. January 17th, the national holidays are Cable Car Day, Customer Service Day, Ditch Your New Year's Resolution Day. Wow, imagine that one. Barely even 3 weeks in, they want you to ditch your resolution already. International We Are Not Broken Day. Wow. Judgment Day, Kids Inventors Day, National Bootleggers Day, National Hot Butter Rum Day, as well as National Hot Heads Chili Day, and a few other, Popeye, Printing Ink, and International Hoof Care Week. So if you have an animal out there that has a hoof, make sure you take care of it. And that is the Diamond Report. Oh, we have a visitor. We would like to thank you for joining the show.
Oh, no problem. Anytime.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
I don't know if this mic is low or what, because I keep turning this up and down, but my spikes are a little bit lower. I don't know if you noticed that than when you say something.
That's because you don't talk as loud as I do.
Even that. I can sit here and yell. So I'm going to have to yell then.
No, you're not yelling. That's called projecting.
Is that projecting?
That is projecting.
Well, excuse me, guys. I was not projecting.
Oh, my gosh.
Look. That spike.
Y'all hear that energy? Y'all hear that? Tell them to always do that.
Yeah, you missed my Diamond Report. It was pretty dope.
Oh, was it good?
It was all right. There was it's a bunch of birthdays today.
Okay, whose birthday?
You have Not the Father. You know who that is, don't you?
No.
That's Maury Povich. You're not the father.
Povich.
Maury Povich.
It's an H on it, ain't it?
It's Maury.
I had a burp.
What was that?
It was a burp and a hiccup. Sorry.
She's displaying her talent. So
listen, so I'm on a cleanse.
Is that a bick up? That was a bick up.
Yeah, a bick up. So I'm on a cleanse. It's all this darn water and then not enough all at the same time. But anyway, who else?
Eartha Kitt. Today would have been living? No, she done passed. But I'm just saying it's a lot. Kid Rock.
Okay.
Little John. I mean, because the deceased people I didn't really put on there. James Earl Jones is 92.
Wow, he's old.
He's aged.
Yeah,
he's aged.
Wow.
Ray J.
Ray J. How old is he?
Zoe. He's 42. He's just one wish.
Shut up.
One wish. I can never say her last name, but Zoe. She's a TV actress.
Okay. Oh yeah, from Who's That Girl?
Yeah.
It's just
DJ Calvin Harris, Dwayne Wade.
Who is Calvin Harris?
He's a DJ. I can't think of any of his songs off of.
Okay.
Inventor Benjamin Franklin would have been born on this day.
Oh, okay.
But look, you have Michelle Obama, Muhammad Ali, Steve Harvey, Betty White, Jim Carrey, then Jake Paul. Jake Paul is number one out of all these people. He's the number one recognized person on this list. YouTube star, because he's a YouTube star.
What?
He's been doing those underground boxing and all that
and
stuff.
Betty White the second.
Betty White's the second.
And then Jim Carrey third.
Yeah.
Steve Harvey fourth. Muhammad Ali fifth. And Michelle Obama sixth. Mm-hmm. The first lady ended up being number 6.
Yeah.
The former first lady. Dwayne Wade. That's a lot of interesting people.
That's a very.
What do they have in common? Nothing.
Besides the birthday?
I mean, besides the birthday, yeah. Okay, so we have 3 comedians. I see
Famous.
that.
We have, is it 3?
Yeah. Steve Harvey, Jim Carrey, and Betty White. Heck yeah.
Ray J.
Ray J is a comedian because he thinks he can sing.
You watch his show, it's funny.
Oh, no, that is funny.
But it was another, well, I guess not.
Is that Lil Nas? Who is that? Where? Who is that in the, right there?
YSN Flow.
Oh.
Yeah. A few.
Wow, Eartha Kitt.
It's a lot of musicians or whatever.
Yeah, see?
Pop
January
singers,
was interesting.
DJ.
So, one of my best friends that passed away, her birthday was the 14th. And so is my other friend. His birthday is the 14th. And then I feel like I'm missing people and they're going to kill me. So I'm not going to keep going with that. So your Donnie report was amazing, huh?
It was all right.
Oh.
I was just talking about a plane crash in Nepal and the mayor of New York who traveled to Texas to kind of let them know that it's costing them money. They keep sending those bus full of migrants to the northern, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it's causing more of a housing problem than with that. The homelessness, also is a problem because of lack of housing. So, but yeah, then the last story I didn't get into, I want to wait for you. It was that Tennessee's governor, Bill Lee, signs into Ethan's, Haley's, and Bentley's law. Real quick, I read a paragraph. This legislation was created by a Missouri resident, Cecilia Williams, and named for her grandson Bentley, whose parents, Lacey Newton and Cordell Sean Michael Williams, and their 4-month-old son, Cordell Sean Michael Williams II, were killed in an alleged drunk driving crash on April 13, 2021. The Tennessee law, which also honors the fallen Chattanooga police officer Nicholas Gallagher, children Ethan and Haley, it requires an impaired driver who kills a parent or parents to pay child support for the surviving children until they are 18.
Oh, wait, somebody is going to fight against that one.
So what do you think about that? I kind of like it.
So here's
it's tricky.
So did it say drunk driver?
Yes. So if you're out driving or what they consider, I guess, above the legal limit, and you kill a parent, you basically have to take over that parent's responsibility of that child.
I think that's really, really interesting, and I can wait to see how it goes, but it's going to come up, and I'm going to be very interested to see how that goes. I know someone's going to fight against that.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's. But I will say this. if we had more clever lawmaking, like such as that, then we might have some people who actually stop breaking some laws and think twice before they do some things. So I think it's very clever. I'm just nervous that it's not going to stick.
Why wouldn't you think it would stick? I mean, it's signed into law. It's.
I mean, yeah, but what I'm saying is, I can't see somebody not fighting against that. That's not their kid.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. What would you think their fighting argument would be, as far as it's just not my child, so why should I have to support that child? Or what would their argument?
I mean, because at the end of the day, no one has ever had to do that. No one should have to take care of somebody else's child, put them in jail like everybody else. I'm just curious to see if now, no one fights against that.
I wonder that also. Is that just the only punishment? Do I just get to take care of that child, or do I got to spend time in jail plus?
Yeah,
because then I can't care for the child
exactly.
So I wonder how they really.
That's what I'm saying. Like I really want to know how that law is written, because like that's very interesting. Think about how that would really go, and think about like some other laws that could be put into effect rather than giving someone jail time. You know, like I think it's really clever.
Well, listen to this. For victims of impaired driver, this new law provides another avenue of restitution to help ensure justice. Versions of Bentley's law are in progress in at least 20 other states.
Versions, okay.
In 20 other states. MAD supports Bentley's law. MADD, or MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Drivers, supports Bentley's law and similar bills that hold drunk driving offenders accountable.
Yeah, I do think so. But I wonder if it's going to be something that is, what do you say? Like, this is the punishment. You know what I mean? Like, because there are going to be other people who are going to be like, well, let me do this alternative rather than this. And would I get to choose if I just want to do jail time, you know, instead of doing that? Because to me, I don't know how I feel about it, I guess. Because I'm kind of all over the place.
That's why I say I'm on the fence about it.
But I do think it's clever.
I'm more for it than against it.
Yeah, I can't say I'm really against it. I don't know if that's justifiable. Like, at the end of the day,
think about Ohio and what they done been through as far as from party plates to just jail time to I don't know where to go on now if you get a DUI. But I remember party plates was the big thing. People didn't want to have those, and after a while,
what's a party plate?
When the yellow plates with the blue, party plates, because you out partying. So that's why.
Yeah, but okay. So here's the thing. No, I get that, but what if they tried to put that in place of other things? So like, if you killed someone's parent, then would you have to take care of the kid? You know what I mean? Like, what other instances would they try and pull that off? Like, I
see what you're saying.
But I killed your parent.
They will have to get rid of that stand your ground law would take on a whole new meaning.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
And then with child support, there's so many people who just don't work, so they don't have to pay child support.
There's so many people
then they would go to jail.
There's so many people who don't have kids, and now I got to take care of this child that is not mine.
Yeah,
you're gonna have people like that who don't want. I don't even want kids, but I got to take care of that kid.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how that would go. I don't know how I feel about it. I almost feel like one don't help the other. Because at the end of the day, somebody who was drinking wasn't trying to kill somebody. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they just
like that's almost not.
To make people think about being responsible beforehand, I guess.
I don't really think that's going to change.
It's not going to deter people from drinking.
It's not going to deter people from drinking. You have Ohio liquor stores everywhere. if you wanted to deter people from drinking as a city, then restrict the hours in which they're allowed to purchase alcohol.
Go back to prohibition.
I mean, I'm just saying, like there has to be a different solution, because that's not going to work. Maybe like that's why I feel like that. It's not going to stop people from drinking.
Yeah.
It was never never intentional in the first place.
It's not too many laws that stop people from doing too many,
That's what I'm saying.
So it doesn't.
So at the end of the day,
hopefully it limits. It limits the symptoms.
Nobody was trying to kill. But what I'm saying is, nobody gets drunk and hopes they kill somebody in the first place. So it was always an accident.
But I guess it's just going to help those who have some type of common sense and consideration that they're going to say at least.
It's not going to work.
Let me think about this before I do it.
It's totally not going to work.
Hopefully. I'm not saying, I don't think it is. It's not going to work.
It's not going to work. I guess that's what it is. It's not that I don't think it's clever. I definitely think it's clever, and I think it's
super clever.
I think it's a cool idea, but it's not going to work.
Yeah.
It's not, because there's too much.
It's going to work, but I don't think it's going. How is it going to hold up? Is basically what you mean.
Yeah, I'm saying
it's going to work because it's a law. But how is it going to hold up?
I'm not saying it's not going to happen.
It's a law. Yeah.
The punishment is going to happen, but what I'm saying is it's not going to really stop people, because people who want to drink are just going to drink because they want to drink. Like. If I'm gonna get drunk, it's a whole bunch of people who think they can drive drunk, and I mean,
I drive better when I'm drunk.
Listen, it's a whole bunch of people who
I drive straighter when I'm drunk.
But my question is, how do you know? No one knows. Well, I know when I'm tipsy. But by the time I'm tipsy,
truly knows their limit.
Yeah. So I don't know when I get to the limit. You know what I mean? Like. Don't get me wrong. I know when I ain't supposed to drive.
I know at least one time.
Yeah.
But most of the time it's, you done got home and like, man, I shouldn't have drove.
Yeah. Ooh.
It's the 2020. It's the hindsight. But
that's what I'm saying. No one goes in intentionally.
But they want you to think that before that.
Nope.
Traveling home, you should consider.
Nope.
Should I?
That's not going to work.
That's the new PSA commercial. If you got to do something to make yourself sober, then think about, maybe you shouldn't be driving.
Yup. That's not going to work.
I'm telling you.
Here's my thing. Thinking about killing somebody alone should be enough.
Yeah. I mean, of course.
You know what I mean? So, I don't think it's going to change nothing. I hope it does. I hope so. But... So when I was a teenager, I'm going to tell some of my business, because I always tell some of my business.
Listen up, Ma. I hope you're listening.
Let's see who's watching. Let's see. Hopefully it's our friend. Hopefully it's our friend and not my mama, because I be telling all my little business.
I used to steal her car and everything.
Yeah.
She done committed felony.
Shut your face.
I heard talk about felonies out here.
It is not stealing if you have a key. Shut your face. Is
that what it is?
It is not stealing if you have a key.
Okay.
But no. So one day I was inebriated, high and drunk, and I drove home, and it was only God. It was only God, because it was like driving a video game. I literally remember.
You're in Grand Theft Auto?
Yes. Grand Theft Auto. No, she actually let me use the car at that point. But it was nighttime, so she was home, She had actually let me use the car. And yeah, when I tell you, it was only God that let me get home. It was so bad. I do remember being in that video game, and I was like, woo! Like, when we got home. Oh, it wasn't it. You know what
doing 45 on the expressway. Yeah.
No. It was
everybody driving so fast for
No,
it.
I was trying to get home. We were late. And we had did this contest. Oh, it was so bad. So you ever had Yukon Jack? Oh, it's so bad. It's probably so gross. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. So back then I was like 19 years old, and me and my friend were trying to prove that we were like down with the guys or whatever. And so they had us against each other drinking shots of Yukon Jack. and I think we were done by 10 shots. 10 shots.
I was done by 4 shots. I just didn't know it. Yeah, I was done by 4.
We was trying to beat each other.
Yeah, I was just
10 shots of Yukon Jack and some weed. Okay, like that is absolutely crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've never done that since. Let me put that out there.
Well, I'm thinking about that later on that night. I can't drink because I get sick. You were fine?
Yeah, I was fine. Man, I was also 19 though. You know what I mean? Like,
that's why
but that probably was. Oh. Yeah. So back in the day, I could hold my liquor. I can't no more. I'm a lightweight now.
It depends on what it is.
No, listen, I can't even drink.
I'll probably because I drink scotch. People like, old man drink. So now it's just
I don't
something I don't have to mix nothing with sugar in it. So it's just drink it straight.
Yeah, I don't drink anything like for real no more, which is hilarious.
Except for the first Sunday every month. But go ahead.
No, they give us juice. Unless it's just been sitting there a little long. It was so funny because I saw like a couple of different
after
things.
The Ricky Smiley thing.
It was like, this is funny. They just keep talking about it. That is so funny.
Yeah, I felt bad talking about it, and I found those videos like, okay, yeah, it's not just me. Huh?
I know. I mean, I think every churchgoer has talked about them little new things, the little shot cups. I don't understand. Yeah, let me get 2 more tender. You know, listen, bartender, give me 2 more. Give me some chips to go with this juice instead of these crackers. These styrofoam crackers. Oh my God, they're so nasty.
But yeah, I definitely know it's a few times that I know I should not have even thought about getting behind the wheel. And there has been time I've been responsible. I will take an Uber. I will try and do, ride, share, or Lyft or whatever. I try to be smarter now. That's only because I have a Class B CDL that I don't want to lose.
Yeah.
So
that's the only reason?
That's the reason. Well, I mean,
other than killing people.
You know what I'm saying? Or myself.
Other than killing people.
Other than myself. But I think that's what the law is intended for, that people start trying to think
about it.
Hopefully think responsibly enough to where,
But you learn a lot more as you get older anyway, funny enough, hopefully you learn more, because everybody don't learn.
Yeah.
It's a whole bunch of old drunks, old fools who ain't learned nothing, who still doing
bunch of young fools that turned into old fools.
Yes.
Remember, young fools turned into old fools.
Yeah, what was that on?
I can't remember.
That was on something. Oh, it was on Thin Line. Thin Line Between Love and Hate. I just remember it was Martin.
Martin.
Yeah, and the dude was talking to him at the game.
Dude from Magnum P.I.
Yep, was talking to him. See, look at us, remembering. We old, but okay. Well, it's 6:44. Would you like to get into our topic today? Yeah, we're doing good on time.
We're doing great. That's only because I did I used to be doing the Donna report now.
Right now, I know.
Somebody had to
listen. I'm on a cleanse.
Somebody had to.
I'm being cleansed.
Run out and go say, "Whoa, you are right. It was only God."
Yes, it was definitely only God, Auntie. Yes. Woo. I'm delivered. I was young and stupid.
Not me, Auntie. I'm gonna go have a drink when I leave here and drive home.
Yeah, he's not. He's not. He's so old. He going home to get ready for work.
Go to bed.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta be at work at 2:30. Yeah.
Okay, so today, y'all, for the first time since we started doing this show, Kevin chose the topic.
This is not the
first time. Okay, what other
time.
topic have you thought of, Kevin? Because you always say, I don't know, or I don't care. What other
say
topic?
I don't know, I don't care. I just say whatever's fine.
Whatever.
That's
whatever you want.
You forget I did 2 shows with Shafe Mack and a show with Jamal. So at least
those don't count.
So at least 3 topics.
I wasn't there. I wasn't there with those.
At least 3 times I had to come up with stuff, especially with my man Shafe Mack. Shafe Mack.
We miss you, man. But go ahead. Well, you start off the topic then.
I don't even know what the topic is.
Oh my word!
But see, your topic was pretty good.
Conversations.
Also. Yeah. Well, I was just.
If we had time, we'll get into that.
Hard conversation. It was just like this
relationship.
Important of the communication within relationships, whether it be personal or business.
Yeah.
That's all I was just,
So elaborate on that, because
even in business, you don't want to have a bad communication between you and your partner as well as your personal, because mixed signals. You want clarity on whatever, especially in business, well, any relationship. That's why I say relationships, but especially in business, if you're trying to collectively, like we do now, trying to get something to move forward. If we're not truly communicating, then we're not putting the best interest of the business forward. So just like with personal relationships, if you're not truly communicating about how what you want in things, you're not putting your best as far as my bad. You're not putting your best mind forward as far as what you want out of your partner, what you trying to convey, your message, I guess is what I'm saying, you're trying to convey to your partner.
So, there is a reason why I don't like to always talk about stuff beforehand, because I like the show to be organic.
Yeah.
So, let me tell you, I totally did not get that from what you text me. I did not understand, apparently, because I thought you were talking about and I even put it up there. So I put that we were talking about hard conversations and relationships before you start the relationship. What kind of conversations have you not had before a relationship?
Well, that too.
Okay, we'll talk about both of them. But let's start with yours.
About that,
So, what do you mean when you say hard conversations? Like, give me an example.
Well, in most relationships, you do not discuss certain things up front.
Oh, so it is kind of the same.
I'm putting a twist on how you kind of portraying it also.
Okay.
But it just goes with communication, period.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you do get with these people up front, or your partner or whoever, you don't discuss certain things, and as the relationship goes, that gray area comes in to where you start questioning, does this person really know me?
Yeah.
Well, if y'all communicated, then they have an understanding of what you're trying to say, your message you're trying to convey. But if you're not communicating, then that message gets lost. And sometimes that's what caused those tips in relation, whether, like I said, business, personal, what have you. Because even in business, you want to have some type of communication with your partner, your business partner, because you don't want them to make a decision without you, and vice versa. That may cause, your business to go under.
So are you a person who has those conversations ahead of time?
I love those conversations.
I suck at those conversations.
I love those conversations. And
I'm good at it in business. I'm horrible at it personally.
I'm not a take everything personal type of person. Mm-hmm. So that's probably why I say I love those conversations, because I often, you heard me say I'm the white kid. I don't like gray.
Lord.
Black or white. You said you're a white kid too. Black or white. I want it black or white. I want the understanding, yay or nay, either or. It's not, well, maybe. I don't,
So when it comes to business, I can communicate very well.
Yeah.
Like, I have clear understanding, I have clear view. But when it comes to personal relationships, I have an issue with it, because I'm constantly thinking about the outcome, and I'm worried about. So sometimes I'm worried about whether what I'm going to say is going to end things, or I'm nervous about if how I'm going to say it. Because sometimes, so in business, I can be more direct. I can say this, it's black and white. But when it comes
that
to
true understanding, so you got to put that in personal.
But you cannot talk in relationships the way you talk in business, because people get offended way quicker.
But that's just it.
They're more sensitive.
I'm choosing you as my partner, so I don't want you to get offended by what I'm saying, by no means.
Yes, but there's a way I will say it in business that I won't say it in, like, personally.
And personal.
So let me tell you. So in business, I am.
You go, ooh, honey, your breath stink. And personal, like, man, your breath, ugh. So what's the?
No.
How do you sweeten something like that?
No. So nothing like that. But like when it comes to handling business, mm-hmm. So whether it's business or personal business. So those are the differences. So if I'm talking about finances with my business partners or the company, then I'm saying this is the bottom line. This is where we need to be. This is this. But when you're in a relationship, you have to be more conscious of how the person feels about how you deliver it. Mm-hmm. So when if I talk to my man like I talk to people in business, I mean, well, I don't have one right now, so I can't really. So maybe I already did it, you know. But if I talk to my significant other, the way that I talk to people in business is going to sound cold.
Okay. Now, when do you get past that as far as in your relationship after 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, to where you can be honest with your partner without them being offended or seeming like you're cold or calculus in what you're saying? Or callous, I should say, callous in what you're saying.
So as I get older, I'm getting better with it. But
But yeah, there's a way of communicating without being nasty, you know.
But I think, okay, so I think the fear came from not wanting to mess up the bubble.
Do you have something to hide?
No, it's the bubble.
Okay, but that's why I said
it's the bubble.
To me, it feels as though when you're willing to tiptoe, it's like you're hiding something yourself. Don't I guess that's me personally. You don't have to tiptoe around me. And I won't tiptoe around you. I'm not going to come, real mean and cold with what I'm saying, but I'm going to be, kind of straight and direct.
Yeah.
But most of the times it's in a sarcastic form because of my off-putting sense of humor, I should say, at times.
Uh-huh. I don't. So I get what you're saying, but I don't think your method works either.
Well, no, I'm not saying there's no exact sign. I just don't. I feel as though I'm not a tiptoe around me type person. Just tell me how you feel. Don't you're not gonna hurt my feelings because I'm gonna use at the end of the day, I'm still gonna be with you regardless because I appreciate the honesty. I appreciate that. In that moment, you're not wanting to, whoa, baby, or
yawn.
Yeah,
you ain't even boring me like that.
Yeah. See, when I come up with the topic, she get bored with my topic.
No.
This is why I don't.
Oh, y'all, I'm just 40. I'm getting old, y'all. I be sleepy all the time.
It's not
I got
time.
a lot of life. No, but keep going.
I done forgot my train of thought.
I forgot it too.
I'm getting old.
Choo-choo. Bring it back. Okay, so here, let me give this example. So, when you are usually when you're talking to your significant other about finances, it is not multiple people, it's you and them. Mm-hmm. And so you both have made decisions to do certain things with your money.
I was talking about tiptoeing. Now I think about it, tiptoeing.
Yeah.
Not when do you stop tiptoeing and being direct as far as...
So I don't know, because my relationships don't last that long to where I get to that point. Mm-hmm. I haven't had to, like, even when I've had kind of financial conversations, they didn't go well because I'm like, well, do you? Okay, so let me tell you, I'm so bad at this. So my friend was over, and I'm like, so, he was talking about, like, going to a pantry, like a food pantry. Mm-hmm. And then, like, when I volunteered to cook, he was like, no, you don't have to cook. I don't want you to worry about going to the grocery store. And so I was like, no, I got food here, so it's cool. I ended up still going to the grocery store because it was just something I needed for it. But, and then, like, I volunteered to make breakfast or go get breakfast or something like that, and he's like, no. So I'm like, so in my head I'm like, is there a financial situation going on? And so I'm not gonna tell what he does or anything, but I was like, how do I, and I've known him for a very long time, so I'm thinking that I can just come out and just say it because I've literally known him for a very long time. Mm-hmm. And so one day, I'm like, hey, what you doing? And he's like, I'm going over my sister's house. I'm like, oh, what you doing there? He like, I'm going to eat. And so I'm like, dang. I was like, are they paying you? Like, so he was going to do a job. And I was like, do they pay you when you do that job? And so he was like, whoa. I was like, wait, what? And I was like, oh, I was just kind of asking, when you go there, do they pay? Are you getting paid? Like, because I was trying to figure out, and I had to tell him, I'm sorry. I said, I'm trying to figure out a way to ask. I said, because all these little things have come up where it seems like you don't want me to spend money and you don't really want, it's almost, usually when somebody don't want me to spend money, usually when somebody does not want me to spend money, it's because they don't want to spend money, and so they don't want to feel like I've done something.
You're obligated to have to.
Yeah,
they don't want to have to feel obligated to reciprocate.
They don't want to have to feel like they don't have, and that's going to be a problem.
Oh, okay.
So usually the person doesn't have nothing, or they don't have but so much. So it's like they're like, oh no, we can stay in, or oh no, we don't have to do that. We can just chill, or you don't have to worry about that. So when I was asking, I'm like, I don't know how to ask this, but I'm like, are you good? Like, I'm like, are you okay financially? And he's like, yeah, what made you ask that? And he was like real thrown off, and he was like lightweight upset with me because he was like, you feel like I'm poor? Like, he like I'm broke? Like,
you just made the man a charity case.
But my thing was, you talking about the pantry, and it felt like you were counting your money. So I'm like, I just need to know, are you frugal, or do you not have? And he was offended. And I was like, I don't want to offend you, not at all. Like, and so I didn't know how to have that conversation. So what should I have said? Should I have not said nothing? Or how should I have asked that question? Like,
man, you broke? I'm just saying. I mean, if you are, let me know. That's cool. I mean, just be honest with me.
I mean,
I don't.
Like
it
really.
Depends. I guess it goes to the individual. Me, I wouldn't mind if you ask. But
how? But how should a person ask that? Like,
hey man, I noticed you don't like for me to spend money on you. Is there any reason why?
Yeah, like,
you
coming to my house, like, you coming to hang out with me. Why would I not feed you?
I'm not complaining. If you only spend my dough, I'm good with that. But it's just kind of most. Not to say you gonna take advantage of me, but most people be like, yeah, they would appreciate it. Or
yeah, like why do you keep saying no to me spending anything?
I don't want to offend you by trying to take care of you. That sounds crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I did not know how to approach it, because it was like no matter how I approached it, it was going to kind of feel like I was saying he ain't had nothing, and that wasn't my intent. And that's what I was trying to tell him. I'm like, I wasn't trying to say you are broke or nothing like that. I just wanted, all this time we've known each other, we've never talked about finances. And like, when we would hang out, a lot of times it was like church, or it was we didn't date. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So there was no going out, and there was no real time where he had to spend money. So it's like, now we in our 40s, and I'm like, hey, like, okay, so are you frugal, or are you like, is there something going on? I'm like, I'm just trying to make sure you're okay. Honestly, like, I want to know what I'm dealing with. So.
I don't know how you. He took it offensively, so
he was very offended.
But it sounded like no matter how you would have approached it, it sounded like he
would have been offended.
He wanted to be offended by it anyway.
Yeah, And
because after you noticed him getting offended, did you try and clean it up, or did you try and
say,
wait,
that's what I was saying. I'm like, hey, I'm just trying to make sure you're good.
Yeah,
I just want to know. I'm like, we've never talked about finances, and this is something that I don't know about. Shut up. That is not what I was saying. I just wanted to know, because it's really hard to have the finance talk with any person, let alone the person you're with.
Yeah. So
I'm like, how do I address this without being offensive, without seeming like I'm in your business? Because, if you're not with a person yet, how do you have that talk? And if you're with them, what do you think is the proper time to start talking about that? Do you talk about it before you move in with them, like when you're planning to move in with them? Do you talk about it when you're talking about marriage and how you operate your household? Do you talk about it at the beginning so that it's light and they know that you're not trying to get anything? Y'all see he ain't even looking at me.
Yeah, I'm still listening to you. I'm trying. You don't understand the sounders. For some odd reason, the program reset, so I had to put the sounds back in. I didn't know that. Oh. So remember when we was having issues, we started kind of late.
Yeah.
Then I was trying to get the new sounder up. I couldn't. So I got to re-download everything, our sounders back on there, so they could be recognized off the flash drive. So that's what I was doing. I was making sure the outro was up.
Whatever. Anyway, can you answer my question? So what do you think is the proper time to ask financial questions of your significant other? Like, how do they handle finances? What do they think? Because those are usually the conversations that are the hardest for me. Because
honestly, we talked about that. We still don't have a joint account. Me and my wife. I've been preferring
that's the weirdest thing in the world to me.
Why is that?
It's the weirdest. It's the strangest thing.
You become one.
I mean, so here's my thing. I just always believe we put it in a pot and we.
Well, I think she was worried about.
We pay.
Yeah, I think she was worried about credit, but my credit score is better than hers.
Well.
Coming in, but honestly,
so that was her decision and not yours.
Well, honestly, it was mine because I really didn't want a joint account.
Yeah, why?
I don't know. I didn't. I was already
in my head. This is my head. In my head, now I can see, having a joint account and then two separate accounts
having your own still.
Yeah, having your own still. But then even that.
Now we will get one if we ever purchase another home. We would get one then. But when we purchased this first home, we wasn't married or anything. So honestly, I think the conversation about finances should be had when y'all kind of recognize and have that conversation about, y'all building a future together.
Yeah. Meaning
starting with getting an apartment. So if we're going to get an apartment together, those conversations of finances should be had, even on a smaller level. That don't mean you should get a joint account, but what you going to live with this person, you want to know where they are.
How you handle your money.
Financially, because you don't want to get stuck with having to pay their half of the rent all of a sudden if things don't work out. See how she ignoring me, y'all?
I was looking at the comment from Carly. Thank you very much.
But yeah,
I did kind of zone out.
Me too. I kind of stopped too. I stopped to look and see what you. Then I looked over. But yeah, I think that's when you should have that conversation because now we're about to move in together. Because usually that's the first step of, I guess, the rest of your life or future if you guys make it through those rough patches of getting together and moving in. Because usually within 3 to 5 years of y'all being together, on average, I would say 60-70% will end up getting married or being
3 to 5 years. That's why I'm single.
What? It's too long.
I'm not doing no 3 to 5 years. I am. Listen, I was never doing.
What you gonna do? 10 years?
I was never doing 3 to 5 years.
What you gonna do? A year? You don't. How do you get to know somebody within a year? Truly, that's why I say 3 to 5. Here's my thing. If you're not having those questions that you don't want to have, you ain't gonna get to know that person until it comes up.
It is people. You're not gonna certain stuff you're not gonna know until you with them, married to them, and all that stuff. It's certain stuff you're just not gonna know. And I'm not saying a year, but you got me messed up. I'm not wasting 3 to 5 years of my life so you can figure out if you like me or not. Kiss my grits. No.
We dated a year, 6 months to the date we got married.
Exactly. Exactly.
Now, do y'all go to the car dealership and just jump in the car and say, I want this one?
I
or do y'all kick the... Oh, yeah, whatever.
I do. I
kick the tire and walk around it. Let me test drive it.
This last car, I should have did more. I should have. But listen, when the money is right, when I like it, when I've taken a test drive, when I looked at it, when I bounced on it, when I know I have a warranty that covers me from the rooter to the tutor, I will purchase that car in the same day, in the same half hour. But I've had a lot of vehicles, but they've all been very good vehicles. I always get a warranty, and so.
But you can't get a warranty on a man after
you cannot.
a year.
But you just brought up a car.
But I'm just using that as an analogy. You just don't go to the dealership and say, I'm going to buy it. You usually want to test drive it. That's how I'm just comparing.
We can't compare people to cars. So let me tell you. Let me tell you this. What I paid attention to is a man that likes you. A man that likes a woman, he knows when he wants to marry her within the first 6 months. I'm sorry, I've noticed it. I've noticed it, and it don't take 3 to 5 years to figure it out. If it take 3 to 5 years,
I know some.
When it take 3 to 5 years, I'm sorry, y'all probably ain't meant for each other, and you should have moved on a long time. Yeah, because if you still trying to figure it out,
because I don't think you can get to know somebody within a year.
I am going to be the same person. You're going to experience death at some point in that year. You're going to experience financial stuff. You're going to experience all kinds of stuff within a year. You're going to experience that. And the person that I am, unless you're meeting, like she said, the representative, but
that's what you know, that
no, I'm sorry.
That wolf coming in that sheep clothing, and then after that year you be like, oh man, I should have. Yeah.
Now I ain't gonna lie. I mean, if we look at our situations, you've been married for 20,000 years, and I was married for 2. Maybe my theory is wrong, but at the same time,
we were 7 years. Hold on. Yeah. No.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I would have been gone.
98 to 06.
You have to
minus a year. I was in prison a year, so minus a year, but still.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You would have been gone. Exit stage left.
Okay.
If you would have thought that you could have
put everything in the box to the left.
Now I will say
to the left.
Okay, wait. Let me read some of Carly's.
May God continue to bless your union, Carly, after a year and 6 months. For real, they are the sweetest little couple. And here's the thing. This is the thing that I loved about him. So before I met him, like I knew she was dating somebody. Before I met him, we needed a musician, and so somebody, our current musician at the church, she put on a post that she needed somebody to fill in her slot at our church. Mm-hmm. And so he responded to the musician, and I didn't know who he was. He didn't know who I was. Mm-hmm. And so when he came to meet me, he brought her because he knew he was meeting a woman, mm-hmm. and he wanted to make sure that get a woman's opinion.
Not just get a woman's opinion. He wanted to bring his woman, mm-hmm. so that there was no funny stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So I could listen from the moment I met him, he was a winner. Okay, because he wanted to respect her. He wanted to make sure that the foundation was set already about where he was, what his intentions were. So from the beginning,
Carly, were they friends beforehand? Did they know each other beforehand? They started dating.
I don't remember all that, so she can tell you that.
Yeah,
but
I was wondering that. Well, I would like to get guys on here and talk about, because I would like to say most guys will feel my way at least 2 to 3 years before they even consider it. If that's what you like you said, it's the rainbow, sunshine. Okay. She's the star, the moon, and the.
Okay, so let me say this too, and do not be offended.
Why?
Do not be offended when I say this.
I guess I should be offended already.
Yeah, don't be offended.
You're going to drop the disclaimer up front.
Yeah, I got to drop this disclaimer. I noticed that men who who are not in the church.
Oh, okay.
They want to take longer.
They drag their feet.
They drag their feet because it's not as important to them. Marriage is not as important.
I got one foot in the streets. What you talking about? I got one. That's why that foot dragging. It's in the streets still. That's why. Okay.
Oh, Lord. But I noticed, because I've dated a lot of guys who are outside of the church. My ex-husband, was a church boy. And within a year of us dating, I don't even think it was a year. It was a year. It was a year and a half, and he proposed. And he told me he knew. So he proposed in October of that year, and he said he knew in January of that year. And we had just met that previous May. And so when our connection, I mean, even us being friends, our connection is still there, as far as our friendship.
Yeah.
So I still, even though it ended the way that it did and it ended so early, I still know that my decision was right, because what I felt then was right. I can justify it. I can say, I made a conscious decision, and when I made it with the person I made it with was right. Okay. And it didn't take forever. I feel like any of the people that would have, my second engagement, he proposed in 2 months. Now, I will say this, disclaimer, we had known each other since we were teenagers. Okay. And we had dated a couple of times.
Okay.
So when he came back into the picture, it took 2 months.
He already had an understanding, but that's why
he
I was
already
asking
knew who
her,
I was. Yeah.
Miss Carly, if they're a COVID couple, huh? In March of 2020, they got together.
COVID couple. I was a COVID couple. Me and Charlie was a COVID couple.
For real?
Yeah. And he's still around. He's my friend now, but But I'm saying, like we met during COVID. COVID is a good time to meet people.
He's the vaccination to you.
But no, I think COVID was a good time to meet somebody.
Yeah.
Because it
was a good time to meet somebody and a good time to get a better understanding of who you're with.
Exactly.
Also, so.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you got a chance to see somebody in the hardest time of everybody's life.
Yeah.
And so if you guys could stick together, if you guys could focus on each other, if you guys could, help out each other, and you could have that bond. A lot of people got good dating going on online and stuff like that, because there was no distractions. You didn't have any obligations to take you away, and so you spent that time.
Nah, y'all was common law.
Who was common law?
She said, I dated my son's father for 11 years, and we didn't get married. Lesson learned. Y'all was common law.
Common law does not exist in Ohio. Thank you very much.
7 years. Y'all was common law. He just didn't know it. But now 11 years, that is entirely. That's why I said 3.
But that's my point. When you know. And sometimes we allow people, sometimes there's a person who's acting like they're not sure, and then there's a person who's sure and they're just waiting. And so here's my thing is, when you aren't sure for that amount of time, for 2 years, even for 3 years, then you ain't never gonna be sure. And then the person who is sure, who
have a
who
better
wants
understanding
to be with you,
of sure now, though. she sure ain't going nowhere right now. That's what,
shut up, fool. But that's what I'm saying. Like it becomes one person who really wants this relationship, and then it's the other person who's constantly not sure. They're not. Oh, I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't know if she's the one. If you don't know she's the one, then she ain't the one.
Yeah.
That is just clear. It's clear to me. I've watched too many relationships who have been together. It's people who was together for 18 years, and then as soon as they got married, they got divorced. As soon as she got that name, you know how women are. But that's crazy to me.
Can't tell her nothing now.
That is absolutely crazy to me. How do you change just because the name changed? Now, don't get me wrong.
That's hard to put your thumb on, because you done.
No, I mean I know why. I know why though.
But you done been through everything. 18 years. You probably done have kids. Even if you didn't have kids, you probably have animals or something. But you shared a life for 18 years, and all of a sudden.
But here's the
when
problem.
Y'all walk down the aisle when
it wasn't an aisle. What happened is that person became bitter. 18 years of being bitter. And then once they got that person's name, bitter.
Will you marry me? Yeah. 6 months later, I didn't want to marry you in the first place.
No, what I'm saying is,
we spent 20 years together.
It shouldn't have taken that long. Yeah. It just shouldn't have. And I don't care what people say, they're gonna hold it. They're gonna hold those feelings because you feel like somebody should have chose you. You should have chose me a long time ago. I was a beautiful person, a beautiful woman, a wonderful man all this time ago, and then you played me.
Oh man.
Jerk. I have not been through this situation, by the way.
Yeah, she's speaking from experience.
No, I'm speaking from looking at people who have been in stuff for a really long time, and I'm like, run. Yes, like she said, run.
I done seen it too.
See, he said, she said, my dad said men aren't fickle on what they want. They are not. I have learned that. I have seen that men are very decisive when they want somebody. When they cannot make up their minds, they don't want that person. They're waiting on something else to come. For real.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I mean that's what I've seen. They're waiting on something else to come. They're waiting on somebody to save them.
She just a bookmark. You just hold the place for somebody.
Yeah, you know that's right. You know that's right. You know that's right. It's some
25
people.
years in. I should have been waiting in the 90s if that's the case.
Shut up, fool. I'm saying you knew what you wanted. You knew what you wanted a long time ago.
No, I didn't.
Okay, so explain.
Okay.
Don't get yourself in trouble.
I'm gonna get myself in very much trouble. But no, I didn't know what I truly wanted because I didn't really know me. What I mean by that is like I still was kind of running wild, still was just not settled within myself. So for me to know what I wanted as a partner, I didn't even really know what I wanted for me.
No, I can get that.
But what I did know is what I wanted somebody who's willing to look out for me because whoever I had, whoever's back I had, I was going to be behind them fiercely. Mm-hmm. And that's what I was looking for. Somebody who I know that I can trust and depend on. Coming from a single parent household, people leave left and right. So you want some dependability. You want some stable, basically. Yeah. So, 6 years in with Renee, we got together into 97, maybe 98. Her son was born in 99. I got in my trouble in 04, got out. We did another year. And after that year, I knew she is who I wanted because of after that year of me being home and being away, she will roll with me. Mm-hmm. I waited that year to see what the streets was telling me because the streets will let you know what's going on. Yeah. And after that, not to say I was putting her through a test, but I should have beforehand. But at the same time, like I said, I was still young and wild and in the streets. Now, not realizing what I truly had and the faithful individual that I had, by my side.
In the first place. Stupid.
What you mean stupid? Married 20. Well, I'm stupid for married 20.
No, you stupid for waiting.
Yeah. But no, I just wanted, because many times I done had friends who done went away and got time and their woman just was in the streets. Yeah. But she was, about my son. She reminded me of my mom. My mom is about, faith, family, just taking care of home. Her faith is very strong and first. That will help her take care of home. Yeah. And so with that, I saw those traits in her as far as worried about taking care of my son, then looking out for me, but at the same time, not worried about running the streets.
Mm-hmm. Now, I will say, I think if we had waited until he was older, mm-hmm. then we probably would still be married. Mm-hmm. But he was not ready, age-wise, maturity-wise. I mean, we've had that conversation.
And that's the one thing fair of me getting married young also. But that's why I said, I don't know how you should have saw the writings being together, because y'all was together before y'all got married. Y'all was together, at least 2 years, right? You and
a year and a half.
So.
Well, a year and a half.
You should, and that's why sometimes you don't really see what that person truly is within that year. I'm thinking, and just from, because I can't say by experience, because like I said, I've been married for 25 years, but just hearing other people's experience. He showed me this, and then I didn't know that eventually, or she showed me that.
But see, but a lot of times there are red flags. Yeah. Like
But you got to make sure those red flags are tolerable. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah. So no, when you say red flags, you're talking about something you should run away from.
But I'm just saying.
Yeah, everybody has something.
Everybody has something.
Everybody has something.
What is the ones that's tolerable?
Exactly. So I saw red flags. I didn't realize that they were red flags at the time, though. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing. The one thing that always gives me a little peace is that nobody else saw the red flags either. Yeah. Like, sometimes people will be like, oh yeah, girl, like, yeah, I saw that coming, but everybody was like, really? Like, everybody had all those questions. You could see the question marks on people's faces because, what happened didn't seem like his character. So, yeah. It was just something. I think him not being old enough and mature enough to handle some of the things. We've had that discussion. So
this conversation. So what is the mature age to have those conversations? Because you still need to have those conversations anyway.
He was young. He was not even. So when I started dating him, he was 19, and I was 24. I think.
Poor child.
Shut up.
Wet behind the ears.
Yeah, I was 24 and he was 19. And then he was 20. It was right before he was 20 when we got married.
He couldn't even have shots at his own
wedding. He could not. Poor kid. We did not pay for no alcohol at that wedding because I was pregnant. And he wasn't legal.
And he ain't supposed to be drinking anyway.
I was like, we're not paying for other people to drink nothing. It's a dry wedding today. But no. So man. in our scenario, I did have to learn, he was too young, and it's certain stuff that people need to experience before they're married. I do agree with that. But what I don't agree with is somebody holding on to someone,
wasting somebody's time.
If you need to come back, that's different.
I don't think 3 years is a waste of time.
I don't necessarily think 3. It's just the 3 to 5 that pissed me off.
I made it sound like a prison sentence.
It was like prison, yeah. Like
they gave me 3 to 5.
Yeah, like even 3 years. Even 3 years, I don't. It's a little bit much for me, especially at 40.
Well, yeah,
yeah. But even before, I've always had an issue with time, and I can admit that. But I will say I've gotten better with with that not being as important as far as, because I was like, I want to be married by 25. I want my first kid. I want X amount of kids. Yeah. And so it was funny because the person who I was dating before the person I got married to, after we got divorced, or like within our separation period, I contacted him. And so we became really good friends. And one of the first things I asked him is, what made me, what was wrong with me? Why did you go? Because when someone cheats, you feel like it's your fault.
You lacked something to make them want to go.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, I had to come to a place where I understood that it wasn't necessarily me. It was something lacking. But it was something lacking in him and his immaturity and I did have to take some responsibility for what I had done, because there were certain things that I was not willing to compromise on, that I, looking back. Yeah, looking back. Now, I tried to have communication, but I think sometimes you don't know when is a time to talk and when is a time to be quiet, and how to communicate. It's not just talking. Because sometimes people think I just say how I feel and then the other person is supposed to understand. No, communication is about understanding.
It's about, yeah.
So if you can say a whole bunch of words to me, but if they don't make sense to me, we've still not communicated.
Sound like the Peanuts parents.
Yeah. Yeah. So the funny thing that he said to me was, he was like, "Oh, but you got your timeline, didn't you?" You know, because I used to tell him about, I wanted to be married by this time and all this stuff. So he laughed at me. He was like, you got what you wanted. You got your timeline. He's like, but look what happened.
He made a joke of your life plan.
Yeah, he was like, you wanted it in this timing, but look what you got. He's like, so stop making plans. Stop making plans of how things are. How you think things you want things to go. Yeah. He's like, don't put a time limit on it. And so, I'm still learning, but now I'm learning to pull back from the dating world and kind of talk to people. Let me just talk to you a little bit. Let me give myself some space. Let me not go on a date with you. Let me figure out, let me watch you and see what you're doing. Maybe I should just take a break. Like all these things now I've had to learn over the years, because it may take 3 to 5 years. And even though I don't want 3 to 5 years, if 3 to 5 years is going to put us where we need to be, because my daughter's been dating. She's engaged, and she's been engaged since 21. Yeah, 21, end of 21. And so I told her, I said, y'all getting married when? She said 23, like spring of this year. And so in 21, I was like, girl, I said, that is too long. Because they had already been together like 3 or 4 years. So already.
What's 2 more years?
So here's my thing.
You got me. We gonna, what's the hurry? Why do you want my name so bad, fast?
With this situation, the issue that I had with that situation is that they ended up having a kid, and then because of having the kid, it made her come out of church, because having a kid out of wedlock meant that she had to come out of the ministries that she was doing, because she's an example for people. And so my thing is, I understand that everybody has their feelings about, sitting down, having to sit down and all that stuff. But what I notice is when a situation happens and it takes you completely out of where you used to be, because she used to be like gung-ho and studying and studying her word and in church all the time and all this stuff. Mm-hmm. So my fear was that all this time with someone who does not value what you value is going to take you farther and farther away. And that's what it's done, unfortunately. She still loves Jesus, but it's taken her farther and farther away from the path that she was on that seemed to give her peace. Because like when she was going through turmoil in life, that she was all in her word, and then here's this person. And so now you ain't in your word no more. And the things that you seem to be excited about, now you've shifted. And now but that could come with age too. So it's not a judgment thing, but the timing of it frustrated me, because I understood that marriage was important to her because it was part of who she is. Yeah. You know what I mean? Marriage is part of who she is. It's not part of who he is. So they're not lining up. So the timing was pushed back. She said, I don't care about a wedding. I don't care about a big wedding. I don't care about like all this stuff that he wanted to do. The party. I don't care about the party. I don't care about the wedding, the big wedding, and having all this stuff done. I don't care about the honeymoon. I want to be married. That's what the thing was. That's what was important to her. So to not do that and to take all this time, that's what I was afraid of. So when you have one person who is giving up who they are, and not saying that's her, but that's my example. Mm-hmm. When you have one person who has already been geared towards being married and this is, religion ain't important to some, but that's a part of who I am. So when I'm talking about 3 to 5 years, I'm thinking in my head about not just has this person chosen me, but I'm thinking about the temptation that comes with 3 to 5 years, the things that can come with 3 to 5 years. So I'm in 3 to 5 years. Oh, I'm having sex. It's happening. It's happening. That's 3 to 5 years.
But that still can happen even after you got married within that year too, though.
What?
That's
it's supposed to happen once you marry. I'm talking
about temptations. I said temptations can happen even after you get married.
No. I'm talking about sex out of wedlock. So for me, that's a thing. For other people, that it's not as important.
I thought you was talking about like other temptations.
Oh no, it's always gonna be temptations. But I'm talking about the things that separate me from God.
Yeah.
So for me, thinking 3 to 5 years in my head is 3 to 5 years in which now I have to be on guard. And imagine having a conversation with somebody at 40 talking about I'm abstinent. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna be abstinent for 3 years.
What you know what I'm saying? She said she absent. What you absent from?
But I'm just saying, like, having a conversation as an adult. First of all, it was hard being a teenager trying to be abstinent. But now being able to make your own decisions, having your own place, having nobody to say no. My mama's still in my ear. You know, she still want me to be righteous and holy. So, you know, I still have her. But at the same time, now I'm grown. You know, so the conviction is different. I want to be right with God. I want to be, for me, you know, everybody has their reasoning. For me, it's because it is what I believe. I want that union. I want that union. I want to be one. I love the relationship. I love the idea of two becoming one and having the support system and having someone who I can pray with, who I can dance with, who I can be intimate with, and all that wrapped up in one person. That's exciting to me. So thinking about having to wait 3 to 5 years and the things that can come. 3 to 5 years, I'm having sex.
She want a cake and eat it too right now.
Listen, I'm just saying that, but that's what I'm saying. Like, for me,
I get it.
3 to 5 years means
I get it.
Okay, now I have this, because I've always had it, this back and forth of I shouldn't be doing this, but yeah, you know what I mean? Like I'm having.
He ain't going nowhere.
Shut up, Pooh. Shut up.
He ain't going. He's mine in 3 years.
But that's honest. And for some people, it's the idea of being chosen. You know, for some, and it's not just me. It's not women anymore. You know, we used to think it was just women who desired for someone to choose them, but now it's just people in general. Men are being more honest about the fact that they want somebody to choose them. To say that you're my one and only, to say that I got your back, I'm here for you, and that this belongs to only you.
Our union. This is us.
Our union. Yes. This is my ride or die.
Yeah.
If I ain't got nobody else, I got this person. Yeah. So when you say 3 to 5 years, you know, to somebody who is ready to dedicate themselves, you know what I'm saying? We're
going to have to wait 3 to 5 years.
Listen.
36 to 60 months in prison term.
I mean, had another car. Don't mess with me.
You know, kick the tires or something else.
Listen. Sure. She over there kicking tires again. You know? Listen, and my friends call me the dumper. You know, if you don't know, now you know. I've been called the dumper.
So you do communicate. If you're going to dump somebody, you got to tell them to kick rocks.
Oh, I ain't saying I don't communicate. I just said sometimes it's hard.
The hard certain conversations.
Certain conversations are hard. And finances are always hard. Sex is hard. Because do you know how, I mean, I'm just being honest. Sex is a hard conversation for a lot of people to have because sometimes people don't know what they like. Sometimes people know what they like and they not getting it. Sometimes people are curious.
Don't want to seem too fast.
Don't
want to seem too slow.
That's what I'm saying.
You know? Sometimes
people are inexperienced and sometimes people are way too experienced. You know what I mean?
You do that
again. But I'm saying it's some real hard conversations.
All right, she been listening to R. Kelly, huh?
What'd she say?
I literally married my homie lover friend. He's my dude. I didn't need forever. He picked a date, and I was ready. No bridal party, no reception. We had our day, and it was about us and God. Plus, it didn't take forever.
Yeah.
Plus, it don't take forever.
It don't take forever. I don't think it does. But you know, in the scenario, like I do want to say, for those of you.
Once I proposed, I was married within 6-9 months.
Listen, we was married in 2. Listen, for real, he proposed in.
I proposed in December 26th. I proposed December of 05, and I was married in September 06.
Listen, we got engaged in October of 08, and we got married in January of 09. but that has something to do. I was pregnant. I was pregnant at the time. So the reason for that is that I wanted to have some time with him before the baby came, and then complicated, our time.
What is your definition of forever, Miss Yasmin?
Hey.
Now, I will say, I'm sorry, I won't say this. I'll say after I ask you this. Now, do you believe in the I promise ring that some people get or gives?
No, I think it's stupid. No, I'm just playing. Okay,
no, seriously.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be rude about that.
I did a version of it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But see, I didn't think of it like that at the time. It was more or less I was running the street and got all this extra money. I get my girl a diamond ring. Actually, that ring is better than her engagement ring because remember, I'm coming home on her engagement ring.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
But I got her. I got her.
You was poor with the engagement ring. You had the hood money. You had the hood money at first.
Before, yeah. So, because everybody thought, and that's what her parents thought it was, But I didn't get out on the knee and propose. It was a Christmas gift.
Rocks.
But later on, it was kind of like, well, it was kind of a promise ring. I paid $3,000. I paid a decent amount of money for that.
Dang.
But I got lucky coming out, and the ring that she has now, it has more meaning because it was her grandparent. It was her grandfather's who had saved diamonds for her and her sister. And
that's beautiful.
I just had to get it in the setting then. Her dad already had that,
Oh, yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah. That means more.
So, but that's why I wanted to ask you if you believe it. Because, a lot of people do that, I promise ring or just.
Kick rocks.
Just it's an engagement. No, we're not engaged. It's an
kick rocks.
Why?
My thing is, don't buy me no ring. Don't buy me no ring. That's not an engagement ring. That's
why not?
That is playing with somebody's emotions. I will smack your face. Get out of my face, ma'am, sir. Whoever you are, get out of my face. Do not give me a promise ring. You don't even make a promise. When you are ready, and that's one of the things I told him. I said, look. Do not propose if you're not ready to get married. If you want to hold off, that's fine. I don't care. But do not propose and then want to get married a year and a half, 2 years later. That's stupid. Because right now I'm anticipating something. Like, no, I'm excited, and I do understand. I do understand people who wait a year or a year and a half. Shut up, you don't need nothing.
Maybe they get off their meds now. You can see the real personality
or
something like
that. He said get off their meds.
I mean, just say you don't know what you encounter within.
If I have to feel that way about somebody, if I have to keep my guard up with that person, and I feel like I do not know what I'm getting, if that's the case, then I don't want them anyway.
Why is promise ring for children?
Listen, yes. Promise rings is for kids. That's it. I promise I keep my virginity. That's what that's a virginity ring. Oh my God. Okay, so Reed, you asked her what her definition is. She's telling you.
Well, I was just reading the Yasmin. He better go see Jesus. They
listen.
My definition of forever has changed over the years. Since I was married previously, I don't want to rush into my second marriage. Okay. So, how long would you say, Miss Yasmin, would you expect? Me, personally, even before this, knowing this is your second marriage, I often say at least 3 to 5 years. A year is not bad. She says a year, but I only say 3 because then you kind of get to know that person. You get to see those flaws, those red flags that you might want to run from eventually, that you might not catch in a year.
Look, at the end of the day, I've been married once. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying I'm rushing nothing.
No,
but
no.
What
I'm
I'm
just
saying is don't waste my time.
Don't waste your time.
That's
I get it. But I'm explaining why I'm saying 3, because you get to see those red flags that you might run from that you might not catch in a year. That's the only thing why I'm saying.
Hey, Dad. I mean, at the end of the day, do you really what kind of red flags do you think somebody can hide within 3 to 5 years? What do you really think somebody is hiding in all that time? Or are they hiding, or are you not looking? Are you not paying attention? Because
it could be
that's
a little bit of both.
What can somebody hide in 3 to 5 years?
You don't know how many people done got with somebody who was married before, then all of a sudden you heard about something that done happened to their ex-wives. Some red flags you may not know that they may not show you up front.
But that's some questions that you should have asked. That you don't
happened
ask
to your
about
ex-wife?
Yeah, like you don't ask about your previous relationship. Like you don't. That's like one of the first things you ask when you get to know somebody. So why you single like
got
that?
Sick, she got a heart attack, or did she really have a heart attack, or did
Listen, I am a dater, so I know some basic questions, and one of the questions you ask is why you single.
So
did you kill your ex-wife?
There's a question template to dating. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that is definitely one of the first questions you ask is why are you single right now? You know, what happened with you in your last relationship? Because you want to know those red flags. Some people don't want to know. So if it take you 3 to 5 years to actually ask those questions, shame on you. So what she said?
Plan our wedding in 48 days, and Yasmin said, "Don't you dare give me a promise ring."
Listen, I will kick Greg. Kick
She also says the conversation that had taken place more than once between us. What conversation is that?
Oh, marriage.
The marriage. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not waiting a million years. I'm old.
That's what I'm saying. I'm at this point. Well, not even at this point. I've never been a person who just wanted to wait for forever. If you cannot figure out within a certain amount of time, and I don't say that there's a certain amount of time, but I know when I feel like it's been too long. I know when I feel like it's been way too long. For somebody, you gonna invite Terry in? Come on, Terry, be a part of this conversation. Come and be a part of this conversation.
I got a quick question for you, sir. Are you?
Come on.
We're talking about communication in marriage and communication in business, or whatever. But we just got on the topic of how long. I say you should wait at least 3 years before you propose. Is there a time frame in which you think there should be, as far as, how do you feel? What is your time frame? A year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, what?
Well, I think it would be like chauvinistic if you actually put forth a time limit on anything. I've noticed people. I've noticed people. Some people can get married within like maybe a couple weeks, a couple months.
Yeah,
I done seen it done in a couple days.
Yeah.
And also, I've seen it done in a few years. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, it all depends on the relationship that you have with the person that you're, have aspirations on wedding.
And those communication. Well, I only say that because you get to see those red flags that you might not see within those few months or that year.
Absolutely.
That's why I say that.
Absolutely.
So
I've watched a lot of airplane crash type relationships happen because people don't take enough time to learn their mate. You know what I mean? Learn who their person is. It does happen. You know what I mean, or whatever. You can get to that point to where you actually have a real connection with somebody, and you pick up on it, quick. But then again, those of us that know better, we kind of want to give it the longevity. Kind of
after a while, that's what we attribute to. When you get older, you kind of have understanding what you want.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
With that. Now we was talking about communications and conversations. Now, financial wise, when you're starting to date somebody, when should you have those conversations about finances? We was talking, I was saying I think you should have them when you're starting to move in together, because then you're starting to build this life, or you're looking to build a life. Yeah. So how do you feel, or what do you feel is the time frame on the conversation?
No time frame whatsoever. If you feel like that you have the want to commit to a person, whether it's female or male, you know what I mean? If you have the time that you want to commit to a person or whatever, whenever you feel like you're ready, just go for it. You know what I mean? Okay, let's talk about finances. How do we split the bills? You know what I mean? As a man, a real man, how do I help out?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What do you need me to do? What can I take over? You know what I mean? Rent, house, car payment, lights, gas, phone, that kind of thing. Okay. You know what I mean? As a man.
As a man.
You know what I mean? But now,
see, this is why I say I wanted to get, because these women beat me up and everything.
No, we're in this together. You know what I mean? 'Cause we gotta stand. We're in this together. We're in this together. I don't want to be too one-sided.
Yeah,
you know
that's what I'm not too one-sided either. But
gotta put it out there. You know what I mean? It has to be on a mutual grounds. It has to be on the mutual grounds, because you don't want to start giving your all to the relationship, and it becomes a problem later on where, you know, the person that you're giving your all to is not giving it back to you in return, and they're holding you back. You know what I mean? So you gotta. That's that. You know how you asked me about the relationship process, when you figure out what kind of person you're with. You know what I mean? Is it did you gather enough information about the person to say you're fully committed to this person, or does it need to go a little bit longer?
Yeah.
You know what I mean, or whatever. So I mean, it's all a catch-22, man. It's how you put forth.
She was saying, don't waste her time. If you 3 years, don't you waste my time. Me, I'm like, I need to get to know this person. I want to.
Question. Yeah. How do you know 3 years? Is it 3 years?
Well, I'm just saying I couldn't do it within a year. I couldn't do it in a year. That's why I said 36 to 60 months, baby. You know, like a prison sentence, baby. I got to get to know you.
Don't laugh at me.
It's funny.
Don't laugh at me.
But no, like the bottom line is all about how you and the other person feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you feeling like it, you know, if it's right, it's right, and you're ready to take that next step, it shouldn't be too hard to say, hey, I'm ready to go. Let's get this next step going. Let's get it going and whatever. Especially if you're in a committed relationship. Yeah. If you feel like it's going to take a little bit to give that commitmency, you know what I mean, or whatever, then maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you shouldn't have that kind of conversation just yet with the person until you're actually ready and you feel like, okay, this is who I want to be with.
Yeah, because that's what I had to be ready. Because, like I said, I was with my wife about 6 years before we got married.
Yeah,
so
she was
looking at me crazy, like, you gonna have to, but minus a year because I did prison time or whatever. But like I said, when I got home, I started to recognize the individual I have. Right. You know, she rode with me. So when I got home after a year, the streets didn't tell me nothing. She rode with me. My son taken care of. You know, she wasn't being foul. So it was like, okay, maybe this is.
It's what you want to be, where you want to be.
That's the person I'm looking for. Somebody, you know, who's basically who I can depend on.
Who fits? Who fits your bravado. You know?
Yeah.
Why do you think it took 4 years?
I mean, maybe the commitmency wasn't there yet. Maybe the
for you.
For me? For my relationship? Well,
4 years.
I was still at so with my 4 years, you got to understand it was 2 years of being in high school. We were, you know, boyfriend and girlfriend off and on.
Oh, you was young.
And then when I finally got back out, went to the military, came back home from the military. It took me maybe about another year to run back into her. And then when I ran back into her, I put another 2 years as far as another boyfriend-girlfriend relationship before I actually popped the question.
So it wasn't really 4 years. It was like adding it all up.
Yeah. But some people
still time. That's time.
Okay, that's why I said that.
If we're talking like prison, that's time served.
Well, that's
time served.
But that's why I said that. That's why I said that. I could have done it in two. But I was young then. You know, my first two, I was young. Different. Now, when I came back, 2 more years of, okay, you're grown, I'm grown now. Let me see what kind of person you are, what your lifestyle is like. You can see what I'm like, what my lifestyle. It seemed to work. It worked. We got married, and 15 years later, we got divorced.
Well, you had a good 15.
15. I can put that under my belt. You know?
Had a good run.
It wasn't, like I said, it just takes the right kind of chemistry.
Yeah.
To know who's on your team, who's not,
who's in your corner,
that kind of thing. So.
Yeah, okay. I appreciate that.
It's not women bashing, ladies. Don't take it that way.
I appreciate it because I just got the ladies on here comment. My little homeboy Jamal, he usually on here. He ain't even on here. He ain't on here.
That's right, ladies.
But Yasmin said. But Yasmin said the time frame depends on the two people that are in a relationship. 6 months may work for one couple and they may stay together. Another couple may wait 5+ years and get divorced within a year. Right. There is no blueprint for this. Yes.
What's the rest?
And a couple needs to be upfront and honest about what they want. Leave the opinion of the others out of their relationship and not try to keep up with the Joneses.
Thank you, Terry.
Thank you, Terry. I appreciate it.
That's right. Not trying to keep up with the Joneses. I don't want to keep up with the Joneses. I will say in my older years, now that I'm grown, I have learned a lot. I've learned to love myself and get to know myself, because I could get with somebody and then I'm not being true to myself, and there we go. It takes 3 to 5 years to figure out who I am when I didn't know who I was in the first place. Yeah. So I get it. But there have been situations where I have broken off relationships because I did not know who I was. So it wasn't always the other person. I wouldn't ever say that. Sometimes there have been situations where I'm like, I don't like who I am with this person, or
who you were becoming.
Who I was becoming.
You wouldn't recognize your usual persona, personality, or whatever. Yeah.
I'm upset all the time.
Doing things outside the norm.
Yeah, or just like find myself like feeling like I'm not enough. Or feeling like they're not enough. I've been in that situation way too many times, unfortunately.
Or you feel they're not enough?
I feel like they not enough, but not necessarily not enough. Now I don't want to say that. I want to retract, rewind. But I want to say that I felt like I would be expecting them to do something that they would never live up to, because that's not who they are. So there's certain stuff that I want from my spouse that certain people cannot give me, because that's not the person that they are.
That's not, yeah.
And so when I recognize that they are not the person that I want to be with, I would end the relationship.
Give me a red flag, whether it be simple or what do you mean by something with your, because we're all looking for that one. Is there like a one trait that you're looking for in a person that attracts you, or are you just looking for certain things?
There's certain things. It's never one, So
what? I'm just asking because somebody be like, "Well, he was nice to me." If that's what works for you, then by all means.
So, I recognize now that financial security is important to me. And it's not so much them taking care of me, it's them being able to take care of themselves.
Well, I was gonna say outside the home, car, and work.
Yeah.
What's the three? They can't stay with their mom. Okay, they gotta have their own car. What was the three? I can't think of the list.
House. Their own place, their own car, and a job.
And a job. Okay, yeah. Job. So job was.
So those were three
income,
things.
I guess income.
Yeah, income. So yeah, those were the three main things. But to add to it, what else is important is that red flag is overly aggressive. Yeah, because I have never been with somebody very long who was overly aggressive, because it makes me feel like they'll put their hands on me one day and then we'll be fighting.
But that's what I'm saying.
It'll be murder.
Because you get those people who's sweet and innocent for 6-8 months, and all of a sudden
lying.
You get those, overly aggressive, and all of a sudden,
but those come.
Overly.
I have never.
You didn't answer my call. I was calling you.
But I have never been in a scenario where I've had those red flags and it took longer than a couple of weeks.
Okay.
I have never been in a scenario, and I'm not saying that people can't hide the extreme parts of it, but somebody who is overly aggressive or jealous, that comes out almost instantly. It comes out almost instantly. They start asking you those questions. Oh, how do you know them? Like, it comes out almost instantly.
You smiling extra hard when he said hi.
Listen, and then right? Oh, you talked to him a very long time, And lying, yes, lying, absolutely. For me, what I had to recognize is that I don't do well with a lot of energy. And I know that sounds like weird because obviously I have this big personality.
Not ADHD energy. Describe energy.
ADHD energy.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah, like you can't, like they can't sit down. Like I know I've dated a lot of guys who could not go to sleep at night. They couldn't go to sleep. They were always up. They would wake up super early, or they would go to
watching you sleeping.
No, not like that. No, just like I need somebody peaceful. Yeah. I need somebody who can rest. I don't want nobody lazy, but I need somebody who can rest. And a person who is constantly going, it messes with my energy because I feel like they're anxious about something, and I don't do well with anxious people. I don't do well with it. I need somebody who is calm.
They you know that they're comfortable with you because they're relaxed.
Well, also, that too, yeah. You know. But when someone is anxious, it makes me feel like in a bad situation that I would have to be the person who takes charge, and that doesn't give me security. Okay. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to feel like you are going to go off the handle or you gonna run. I don't want those to be either of the choices. I want to feel like we can do this together, or you can protect me. Yeah. I don't want to feel like I'm gonna have to protect you. Yeah. And it's not.
So you want somebody that's gonna look at you be like, you got this, or you want me to take care of it?
Yeah.
Oh, you got it. Okay. All right.
No. I want.
Oh, you want me got? Well, listen.
I want somebody who gonna be like, hey, babe, I got this. And I'll be like, I'm coming with you. Come on in. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Let's never go ride or die.
I can't see myself being the person who is going to push my man to do everything by himself.
You got to make him be assertive. You got to make him be assertive.
Yeah, and people who I got to make be assertive kick rocks. I can't deal with that because as much as I don't want to admit it, I have to admit I'm a type A personality. Yeah. I'm a strong personality.
But so you also say you'll know how to submit also.
Oh, I'm completely fine with submitting. I'm completely fine with submitting.
That's a lot of ladies in the church who are like that.
In the church? Nah. Nah.
You don't think there's a lot
of them? No. It's a lot of... So here's my thing.
What I mean by that is because my mom is like
we were taught that.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of No, we are in 2023. 2023, the church ain't got much to do with
what I mean.
A lot of these people.
But those who are into it, they have an understanding of how to or willing to is what I'm saying. You don't think there's some out there?
I think. Because
my aunties are all like that. Aunties are all.
I think our parents' generation understood the submissive idea. Yeah. But women these days, listen. So I was just looking at TD Jakes. A clip from TD Jakes, and that Tyrese, out of all people, put up. So Tyrese puts up this clip where TD Jakes is saying that women have become like men, and and have become very aggressive and all this stuff. And
Tyrese.
No.
Coming up to give me your number.
TD
Jakes.
TD Jakes. No, when he was talking about that, he was talking about basically saying that we don't need a man. Mm-hmm. I can do this myself, and I got this, and I got money, and all this stuff. And I will say that has become true. But I will also say that it's a gradual thing that happened because we had so many men that were cheating and had multiple families, and maybe they were taking care of home financially, but then I couldn't trust you to just take care of this home.
Papa was a Rolling
Stone. Yeah. So here I am wanting the security, but I don't just want financial security. I want to know that I'm enough. Mm-hmm. So then women started taking care of themselves and stepping out and doing all that stuff because they were tired of feeling like they weren't enough. Mm-hmm. I could do bad all by myself.
There you go with the Tyler Perry movie titles. Mad Black Woman. Diary of a Man.
But that's honestly where it came from.
Yeah.
Somebody saying I can do bad all by myself. That statement is so true for so many because women were tired of being submissive and having somebody cheating on them. You mean to tell me I'm at home taking care of your kids? I'm making sure your dinner is made. I'm making sure your house is clean. I'm making sure all this stuff. And, I'm doing all this stuff in the household. And then you come home after sleeping with Sally?
Your over there.
Get out of here.
Good hair.
You got a family on the other side of the street. You know what I'm saying? Every time you look around, they got outside kids and all this stuff. Women didn't want to be independent.
Why that little boy look like my son?
It's so many. Like, oh my God. Or our generation probably has the biggest number. I mean, the start of it. You know what I mean? Well, no, never mind.
If your dad had this 78 Seville, my dad had a 78 Seville. That means he got another family somewhere.
But listen, so it is. It's 8:01 actually. So we are talking over time, but I like today's show. Thank you all for tuning in today. Thank you, Yasmin. Thank you, Auntie. Thank you, Carly, for chiming in and having something to say. I love when we can have dialogue. It always makes the show even better. Thank you, Terry, for coming in. Thank you, Dad, for tuning in. What you got to say to the people, Kev? Do what it takes to get it done, and it takes whatever it takes.
I forgot what I don't have a say. You know, what? Just be you. If anything else, be you, because everybody else is taken. So
there it is. There it is. So again, thanks for joining us this evening. Tune in this week and every week on Tuesday from 6 to 8 p.m. for O Comes the Dawn with Lecie and Kev, as we live and laugh about what dawned on us today. I'm Lecie. This is Kev, and we'll see you next week at 6 o'clock. I almost said 8. 6 o'clock. Have a good night, everyone.
Listening to NorthCoastUnderground.com, the reincarnation of rock.